For our project, we're going to be focusing on the overarching question of social media and its effects on people's mental health. And our project, more specific area, is going to be analyzing the data that we'll explain when we get to the data set section, in order to see how social media affects people's well-beings and their anxiety levels based on the amount of time they spend on it, and also the effects it has on different groups of people, like their different genders, education levels, age, and locations, urbanizations. Just overall seeing if any of these things correlate with the social media and also the effects on their mental health and mental state. Given the rise of the amount of people that obtain social media and the amount of people that utilize it on a regular basis, over the past 15 years, there has been a lot of research done by nonprofits and other companies and organizations that do focus on this and how it affects people, especially in regards to young people and their mental health. And so here are a couple of our sources that we're going to be using, all from IEEE and AMC Digital Library. So just extending on that, researchers have analyzed data in the past on how social media can affect people's anxiety and often overlook how it affects their overall well-being. It also affects how people in different locations and living situations can have different levels based on their well-being and mental health. It can also vary when it comes to gender, age, education level, as we stated before. And so our analysis is going to take into consider all of these factors and then be able to answer our major questions based on our findings.
So this is the data set that we're going to be using. As you can see, it comes from India, published on July 23rd, 2020. And the description for this data set is to show how media as a whole, including social and electronic media, has been impacting the mental health of people in India in terms of their anxiety and their mental well-being. And if we go to the actual data set, as you can see, there's a lot of entries here, and they measure on quite a few variables like age, what category their age puts them in, their sex. This is their highest qualification of education that they receive. Their habitat, which is just urban municipal areas, rural areas, and metropolitan cities. And then they measure how many hours a day they spend on media and what category that puts them on. And then they ask them to rank their well-being score, the well-being category, anxiety score, and an anxiety category. And so we're going to be analyzing all of this data to see if we can draw any correlations between social media usage and how that impacts people's anxiety and well-being, and to see how that affects different peoples and different groups, like how it affects females in rural areas or young males who have a high degree of education, and groups like those. So that's what we'll be doing. That's the data we'll be analyzing for our project. Thank you.